Hi, so this is for my transition vlog. I know I've mostly been doing the weekly on shot day schedule, even though I've uploaded the last few late because of how busy I've been, but this week I intentionally filmed late because today is September 6th, which means I'm officially 1 month on T, woohoo! Which is an interesting milestone to consider because of the issues that I've been having with continuing through this process. Excuse my slowness, I just had an overnight shift and I probably still have my work voice on too, which is a little higher just because, I don't know, I don't think about it. Anyways, so yeah, I actually didn't do a shot this week because I only had the 1 milliliter vial, and 5 shots at 0.2 milliliters. I was a little shy this week. I couldn't get enough out for like an actual shot from the bottle. So and I didn't have any word on a refill. So I checked in on that with the pharmacy. The pharmacy said they hadn't got an order yet, so I checked in with the medical office and they finally got back to me yesterday. And it turned out that they thought I'd gotten 2 vials the first time that I picked up, even though I only got the 1, but that was because, you know, they hadn't had enough of the thing. And so they called the pharmacy. The pharmacy apparently told them that I'd gotten the 2, and so I called the pharmacy. And the pharmacy was like, no, you definitely only took 1, that's what we have in the system. And then I called the medical office back, and nobody at the medical office answered. So I'm waiting to hear back on how that goes, and hopefully I'll get my prescription in time to do my shot for next Wednesday. And next Wednesday is also going to be going in for a follow-up appointment with my endocrinologist, which I don't exactly know what we're going to go over. I hope I wasn't supposed to get any blood work done for that because nobody told me. They've been horrendous about communication. I'm just extremely frustrated with the way this office has been going, which is really disappointing because they were highly recommended by everybody that I spoke to about them, and you know, they've been doing this forever for transgender people and like their experience, and I've just been having such a rough time with them, and I'm really not sure why. It's extremely exasperating. Another reason that I had decided to put this off was this was my first week back to school classes, both in college and in dance. And so of course, like I had mentioned before, I meant to start testosterone like earlier in the summer so that my voice at least would have dropped by the time I went back, and so I would be able to pass as male. Pass is such a weird word. So obviously that didn't happen. So in school we haven't actually done any like introduction things, which is weird. We usually do introduction things in like at least online classes. I usually have to, and even my online class didn't have an introductory thing. And EGST classes I've usually had to too, but my EGST class we did like a thing that we wrote out, but we didn't have to say anything aloud. So I've just been kind of keeping my voice down in class, to be honest, at this point, because I'm just nervous, and I don't know like how I'm being read, but there's some people that I've had classes with before, and actually one of my coworkers is in my educational psych class with me, which is interesting. So we're gonna see how that continues to develop. As for dance, I'm currently not teaching any classes, so I don't have to worry about kids and parents and everything. And as for the classes that I'm taking, a lot of the younger students have moved up into my classes this year, which is extremely disorienting. I feel incredibly old now because these are kids that I've taught for the past few years, and now they're suddenly on my level, age room wise. So they're obviously not in the loop because they're not part of the groups of people that I've like straight up told like, yo, this is what's going on. I'm Micaiah now, and I'm a boy, and so I'm not really sure how to dance around the issue in those classes, but at least in my lyrical class, everybody in there is completely aware of what's going on, so at least there I can be incredibly open about it. And I like to be open about it, and I like to like talk about it so that people can like become comfortable with this, because I know in the area that I live in, this is such what's the word I wanted to say? I lost the word. I was gonna say novel, but that doesn't feel right. It's just such a outlandish idea, I guess, for the people around here, because this is such like a small town community and this stuff doesn't happen. So I want to kind of be open about it, and so that it can be like normalized for them, and so that if they ever encounter any other transgender people, they can just be like, oh yeah, this person did that too, and they like know what goes into it and know what a challenge it is for people to actually go through this process, and so they don't like look at people weird, because I'd rather them get out all their weird stereotypes on me and not on anybody that they don't know, you know? Which kind of, I hope that's not like a martyr complex or anything. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to touch on this time. Right, changes. I didn't even think about that. So since I did miss this last week's shot, hasn't been anything exactly since then. After the last shot that I did do, which was for 3 weeks, yes, 3 weeks, in the last video I'd done, I've actually had my voice start to crack at odd periods of time. So that started while I was in Provincetown with my friends, and it happened like twice. And then yesterday I was yelling at my cat and my voice cracked, and my mom laughed at me. So at least she's getting a kick out of this. And it's really nice to be able to openly talk with my mom about this, about like the stresses of going through the stuff with the office and everything like that, and being able to, I feel like, or I like to think anyways, that explaining all the changes and stuff to her as I go through them is helping her kind of get through this easier too, because I want to be able to talk about this comfortably and have other people be comfortable with it. Because, I don't know, I like to think that going through this, I'm going to be, it's an opportunity for other people to learn from me and to be exposed to this. As I related before, just as I mentioned earlier. Wow, my brain is everywhere. I need a nap. Anyways, I hope to be a learning opportunity for people who haven't experienced anything to do with transgenderness, which I don't think is a word. It is now. Because, I don't know, I just think that that's why I'm going through this. I like to think that there's a purpose for this, and I think that's it, at least for me in particular. Like, I think that I'm here to teach people, which is, wow, that got really deep, and I didn't really mean to do that. Anyways, so I'm probably gonna stop off there now because this is getting a little long, but, in short, happy 1 month to me. Hopefully I continue in a timely manner. And some voice cracking, and that's about it. So, until next time.